Totally what I'm about.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 192 of the Clever and Original Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kayley Misialek, alongside me, the man with a plan, Jayden Reinhart.
Yeah, my plan's to not cough.
Yep, it happened. It happened. All right.
And Coffee McCofferson.
That's not a name. It's not a name.
Okay, Randy is JJ, everybody.
That's a name.
What if your nickname was just another name? That was like just JJ,
Well,
Randy.
Well, I told Declan I would say this, but JJ's Go-Go.
Go-Go?
Yeah.
What the I never understood that. You called me that once, and I was like, "What are you? Well, like what?" It's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, I don't know. You're just Go-Go.
Some of my,
like, okay.
you know,
Like,
some
right,
of my old
Go-Go
roommates. I don't know. For some reason, my old roommates called you two Randy and Go-Go, and it was like, you two, and it was like you do the podcast with Randy and Go-Go, and it's like, okay, so who's Randy and who's Go-Go? Well, Go-Go is clearly JJ. And then I remember you said you wanted to be Randy.
I wanted to be fucking Randy.
Haha, I'm Randy, bitch.
I don't want him to be Randy.
Fuck
Randy.
I'm
Take
Dirty
that, Go-Go.
Dan.
I don't want to be fucking Go-Go.
I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm Dirty Dan.
Oh my god. SpongeBob.
So,
Speaking of SpongeBob,
what?
that was nothing. Just a segue
Segue
into Avengers,
into
obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause
So,
SpongeBob.
if you haven't listened to us before, we are the Clever and Original Podcast. We talk about comic book movie type stuff, video game type stuff, particularly in that order.
Yeah.
So let's.
Order.
We don't have
There
really
is no
any.
order.
There's no news. There's only one
This
thing.
is an amorphous thing. It is a singular entity.
It is
Jesus Christ
It's
himself.
not really a rock. It's more like
It
an
is
angry pile of sludge.
the Living Tribunal. No, I mean apparently he was supposed to be in Infinity War,
But he wasn't.
no. So this is Avengers Endgame. We're gonna spoil the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, so stop listening, go watch it, and come back and listen. It's only 3 hours. You can do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Avengers Endgame. We all saw it.
Yeah.
We did.
You
I've
just
seen it
saw
twice.
Welcome
I've
back.
seen it
I've
twice.
seen it twice.
Yeah.
There's
only
a
seen
good
it
chance
once.
I'm seeing it a third time this
Yeah,
weekend.
probably.
Because Luke's going to be in town, and he's like, hey, I kind of want to see it. He's like, okay.
Oh, I was gonna go see it with Trevor.
You should, because Trevor's a little bitch. Hasn't seen it yet. Fuck
Has
Trevor.
Luke seen it?
No.
No. What a bitch.
I'm probably going to see it with my family.
Yeah, I saw
Cool.
it with that. Yeah, that's what I've done so far.
So yeah, it's already hit $1.2 billion at the box office.
Hey,
In 5
1.2
days.
bill.
I mean,
Which
is that
is
really
like-
surprising with the biggest
which is
fucking
with a record.
cliffhanger?
Well, like Infinity War, that like over. I think that's close to doubling Infinity War's opening weekend.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like because of the cliffhanger. Like that's the biggest cliffhanger in a very long time. Like, hey, half the cast is dead. Lol, come back to see what happens. It's like, all right, well now everyone in the world has to come back to see what happens.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not surprising that it did so well.
But yeah, I think we all liked the film.
Yep.
I mean,
I
I
liked it a
really
lot.
liked it.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, there were so many cool moments in that
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
I only have small complaints, and we can talk about those
Yeah.
later.
So do you want to just like, go through like moments we liked, or do you want to go like through chronologically?
Let's just go through
like-
moments we liked. Like chronologically, there's so much that it's just like
Yeah.
it's a little overwhelming.
Okay.
So like we could just like start, and then
Okay.
we'll just kind of branch off of that.
Should we just start off with the big thing?
Sure.
Iron Man dies.
Yeah,
Yep.
that particular like part that was fucking incredible. Everything about that I like love.
Yeah, well, it's the
Oh
it,
my
it begins
God.
with the whole. Okay, can we? I should just lead us. So, Thanos comes back from the year 2014 after
Yeah.
they've already killed him in the first half hour of the movie, which was kind of shocking. Actually, I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
Thor just
He
cuts his
just
head
like
off.
cuts
Yeah.
his fucking it was,
So you've got you've got Thor, the big three, Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. Thor's big Lebowski, fat Thor.
Yeah.
that was a very
Lebowski. That was so funny.
yeah.
And they've got Mjolnir and Stormbreaker now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that whole fight scene, like going back and forth. And okay, sorry, I know I'm just like going up, but like the moment that was just like fuck yeah, you see Mjolnir get like lifted up and thrown, and it just comes back in Cap's hand, and it's just like, oh my fucking god, yes.
So is it just that you have to be worthy of it?
Yeah.
Is that the only catch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Cap is fucking worthy.
Yeah.
He's the most worthy person.
Yeah.
He's probably more worthy than Thor.
He can do that all day. In his exact words. But,
yeah. Oh, yeah. And then okay, let's just Iron Man snaps his fingers.
The I am Iron Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, I am Iron Man. Call back to the original Iron Man, where at the end where it's just like
that 7-second pause where he already said I am, and you're like, oh, you're Iron Man. Fucking
Yeah.
say it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then snaps and wipes out all of the Thanos army.
Mm-hmm.
Fucks him up.
Yeah.
And fucking green chick ? The hell happened to Gamora?
Yeah, she like pieced out.
Yeah,
like 2014.
2014
Gamora. Like, pieced the fuck out.
Or died.
Well, like actual Gamora is dead.
Yeah, right.
But 2014 Gamora that got brought to the present.
She's somewhere.
She's like off.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we didn't see her die.
Because does Iron Man know who Gamora is?
No.
So would he leave her out, like when he's snapping his fingers?
I guess
I'm thinking, like, what if he's just like kill Thanos and all of his groupies, and
but what if
the wish
Gamora
is
not a part of?
Yeah, I guess it depends. That begs the question. Actually, how the fuck did the stones even work?
Yeah,
like, that's another question.
Yeah, how does it wipe out only him and all? Like,
how does it work?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, I don't know. It could just be like wipe out all of. It's just like dust all of Thanos and his army, and I don't know. Maybe there, there's like the one above all. Oh, there's a living tribunal and the one above all. Maybe they decide what's what. Maybe, well, like the Watchers, right? They see everything. Mm-hmm. So something like that, where they're like, okay, let me see this. Like there's some god-like being.
Yeah. I guess
that's above the Infinity Gauntlet. I guess
they're
they're just
deciding how it works.
They're just like, okay, this is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very possible. I mean, it is kind of a Deus Ex Machina in the first place. So
yeah,
it's like, it can be whatever the hell they want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that just wipes out half. Like, what half do you decide?
Well, and a lot of people brought up, like, is it literally exactly 50% of all life, or is it 50% of each type of life, or does everyone have a 50% chance of staying alive?
Well, if it was 50% of all life, everyone would have a 50% chance of surviving.
But is it like each
except for Iron
person?
Man? Iron Man.
How do you break down the categories though? Because you have to like.
Because if each individual person has a 50%
whatever,
chance of survival,
the 50% thing is kind of dumb.
Yeah, I mean that was like the dumbest plot point in Infinity War. But that's
everyone brings it up. Why don't you just double the resources or half the cost of everything?
Or
then
just,
you don't have to worry.
Or just like use the stones.
Or we could have just had Thanos kill
Thanos
people
copter.
because he wants to impress Death. But apparently that's too absurd.
Way better.
But we have a fucking talking raccoon.
Yeah.
We had Red Skull, and I don't know. It just that's too ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
like Red Skull was this floating ghost thing, but Death is too ridiculous.
Yeah, that's. I thought they should have definitely.
They
had
went with
Surtur in fucking in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
he's like Satan kind of.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
Like a demon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like they should have just done In Love with Death kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, so getting back to the whole thing, just like, okay, they say Avengers Assemble, which is fucking, it's first, like, Falcon's like on your left.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then then you see all these Doctor Strange mystic arts portals popping up.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone's coming in. And
Yeah, that was
fucking,
like, oh fuck.
Here it
When
comes.
that happened, I was like, oh shit. It's like the whole gang's here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy. Oh, I will say I did get the Tony Stark dying spoiled for me on Reddit.
Okay. Yeah.
I was living on the edge, sorting by new, and it happened inevitably. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
That was pretty dumb of me, but even with that, it was still good. And I kind of already knew it anyways. It was a pretty small spoiler with their contracts and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go. Well, okay. Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Is my fucking favorite. Well, I mean, she wasn't that much in the movie. Like, I don't know. I guess I just love Captain Marvel, and I love how Brie Larson plays her. She looks so badass, and she's also just like fucking great. Like when she comes in the middle of that battle, and distracts everything, destroys the fucking ship by herself, and you got the passing the Infinity Gauntlet around. And then Peter Parker is there, or Spider-Man's there, and he's, doing the whole introduction things like, I'm Peter Parker. And I love how Captain Marvel's like, hey, Peter Parker. You have something for me?
I love it. He plays a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And then, she just takes a headbutt from Thanos and doesn't even, move.
Yeah.
It's just so badass.
That's nuts. What was it where
oh, sorry. Also, the fucking women of it was
that
was so awesome.
When you see Pepper come in the Iron Man.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
And she has the lotus flower
Yeah,
thing?
I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I want to see more of this.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that movie can't
it was
there's just so much
there's so
to
much
it.
Yeah.
Professor Hulk.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, when they first show it, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Just like a small or Mr. Hulk, can we get a picture? Of course, small person.
It's pretty great. Bruce Banner just kind of getting along
just
with Hulk.
You want to picture me? I'm Ant-Man.
Oh god, that was so fucking funny.
Just
so fucking funny.
He wants you to no.
He's shaking his head. Yeah,
No. See, he says no. Like I get it. Yeah.
Just take the goddamn phone.
just take the damn phone. Okay, Hulk out. Damn.
That whole scene. Oh my god.
Listen to your mother. She knows better. That's... What is that? That's Scott as a baby.
Someone
He'll grow.
Someone peed my suit. I don't know if it's baby me or old me. Or maybe just me.
I love that. He's a baby. He'll grow.
The he'll grow line is like something else.
That's great.
Ant-Man was just so great in this film. Like when they go back to New York, because they're going back through time. I don't know why I'm explaining this. You've seen the film.
Yeah, obviously.
They go to New York and Iron Man's looking at Cap's ass and he's like, oh, it's spandex.
It's America's ass.
And it's, Ant-Man, as far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
And later on, he beats himself up. He's like, that is America's ass. Looking at himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have America's ass.
Pretty great.
Yeah, but they had so many fucking callbacks to like pretty much every movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have crap. You have like, especially when going back in time, right? Go to the first Avengers movie. They have the callback. They have Robert Redford in the film from Winter Soldier. They have the elevator scene. I was like expecting it to happen again, but then there's like, Hail Hydra.
Yeah,
I
was like he next leveled these.
Yeah,
they had no fucking clue.
They had no clue, and he's just like, "Oh, I've been in this before."
Yeah,
Hail Hydra,
Checks the fuck out with the case.
Yeah, yeah, they were like so like, oh my god. And then you had Natalie Portman come back with of all things, Thor 2. Is that what they went back to?
Yeah, it was so weird, but it was perfect.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you had then they went back to the 1970s, and they had the base.
That was secretly one of the best parts of the movie. It's the interaction between Tony and his dad.
Oh my holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was good. Just like,
it's pretty fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then they did have a character from the TV shows in that part. Jarvis, the driver, Butler.
Who Jarvis is based off of.
Yeah, right. He's in the the Agent Carter TV show. So there you go.
Pretty sick.
Also, they showed a young Hank Pym and had the original Ant-Man helmet in the thing.
Oh,
the lab.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to see a lot of, like, the characters. Or, like, you're at different parts. Like, when Hulk went back to meet up with...
the ancient... ancient one. Yeah, she showed up. I was like, holy crap.
She like, knew everything, too. He's like, oh, where's the Doctor Strange or whatever? She's like, oh, he's that way doing surgery right now. You're like 4 years early or whatever. Like,
that
was a cool interaction. Yeah. She like hits him out of Hulk's body.
Yeah, and it's just like, yo, let's talk. What's up? We're gonna have a convo about this.
About this Infinity Stone stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thor and his
and I like how she's like, why would he give it away willingly? And it's just like, what? Why would he give it away willingly? And it's like there's only one that's like, because he's supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme, so like eventually, so like clearly he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that was cool how they like connected it all. Like as everything starts coming together, you slowly see like what Doctor Strange saw.
Well, like and why it had to come and it makes sense too, because like these sorcerers, like the ancient one, like they have the time stone. Like they showed in Infinity War, they can look into the future with that. So like, of course, the ancient one would know that Stephen Strange would become a Sorcerer Supreme eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I also liked how, like, during the battle, I mean, I already knew that he was going to die, but during the battle when he's like, oh, so are you going to win or whatever? Tony Stark asks him, he's like, if I tell you that it won't happen. It's like, oh, shit, that's because he dies.
Yeah. Also, to start the movie, like... with Hawkeye's family.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was like whew.
That was intense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, like just like training his daughter to shoot arrows.
Yeah.
And
then they're all.
It's like
you see the
looks over to his wife, and then you look back and you see the dust going, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he goes on a rampage, just like killing,
fucking everybody up. Him and Black Widow had a very good, their interactions in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Were very
good.
Also
the scene in Japan where he's fighting that. Is it Yakuza?
Yeah,
maybe?
probably Yakuza.
Some kind of. Very just cool. It was one shot, like one cut. fight.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Although I'm kind of upset they didn't show him killing the person like on screen, but I kind of expected that.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
It's PG-13,
right?
So.
And you kind of get the idea, like him being that like unforgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably has been killing quite a few people.
Right.
You just assume it with, even though it's a PG-13 way of doing it, but it's pretty good.
Oh, speaking of Hawkeye and the other big death, Black Widow kills herself to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nuts. When he jumped off, I was like, what? And then she fucking like gets him
She,
and
like,
grapple and it's like, no way.
And when she said "let me go," I was like, "Oh,
No.
I was upset.
Yeah.
There were a lot of moments in that movie where I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
When Ant-Man comes back, right?
Yeah.
And he's like looking on the thing for his daughter.
Yeah, and he finds himself.
Yeah. And then also when he like meets his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, that was something.
So with like time travel in general, they go back and they do things that would alter it, but wouldn't it not be altered? And that would be what happened, but you just don't know.
Well, they explained it in the movie.
No, it's like different realities.
And they showed it they explained it before they did it, and then they showed it with the ancient one.
Yeah.
Like visually, it's like so. If I can, maybe I can write it on this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's this timeline.
Right.
They do something in the past. It breaks off. That doesn't change anything over here. It just creates a new alternate reality.
So they were at an alternate reality where that all happened.
No, they were at the same one.
And then they came back when they put the stones back, right? When Captain America put them back.
Yeah, when they put them back, they stopped it, It didn't change anything.
Yeah, so like for the viewer, so like this is the timeline, like my arm. And when they take the stones, it like branches off. And this is like the shit they're doing that's like fucking with everything. But then Captain America at the end of the movie goes back.
And puts
the stones back.
So
and
that
gets
never
rid of that extra
happened.
weight. Okay.
And so that alternate reality doesn't become a thing.
But even, I mean, there was still kind of an alternate reality because he stayed back there.
Yeah, which is kind of
so
a plot
hole.
That really fucks everything up because did he kill himself in the past? Or did that past self still exist?
I think if theoretically, if he returned them all at the same time, right? And then he went back.
Yeah, you know where this is going.
And
right?
he returned them all at the same time. None of those alternate things exist anymore.
Right.
There's just the
one.
The one. And then he goes back and doesn't like really fuck with anything. It's just there.
Well, I guess because he's frozen, right?
Yeah, he's
so
frozen.
He doesn't fuck with the frozen him.
Yeah.
And he stays back in place of his frozen self. And that old him has always been there, but you just don't know that's him. Because there's him, and then this old him that stayed back.
It's like this.
Time is
so it's kind
fucking-
of like a plot hole, I guess, because like. So in Winter Soldier, Agent Carter, Peggy, didn't know that and didn't have Steve until he came out of the ice.
Right.
Yeah.
But if this is the same timeline, she would have been married to him.
Yeah. So who knows exactly how that works?
Yeah, so I think that's a plot hole.
She was single, right? When she died. So it wasn't even like she was married to some other guy.
I think she did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
she married some other guy.
She
She has a kid.
So could that other guy have
Captain
been him, but
in-
she had him keep a secret? Or
No.
he had her keep a
I
secret?
don't think so. I don't think
That
so.
would
Like, hey, it's me, but I'm from the future. Don't tell anyone.
Unless that person who had them was Captain America. She just has like Alzheimer's or something and forgot.
Yeah, I guess.
But also, you would find him because they have the same fingerprint and stuff.
I mean,
And so if literally
I don't
anything
know.
happened where you'd have to take a fingerprint, you'd be like, hold on, that's you. and that's
unless he
like
assumed a new. I don't know. Anyway,
It's
okay.
fucking-
But one thing I would be more interested in. Also, I'm happy that Cap got to get what
that
he
end,
sure, yeah.
like hey when they the street it starts on the street, kind of pans up, the old car drives by, that the song It's Been a Long Time starts playing, and then pans over to the you notice, oh, it's like old, everything's old, okay, like this is in the past. Then it pans over and you see them like that whole little bit was just like that was perfect.
And that scene before where Cap's gonna go back to help out, like that whole exchange, like between like Cap and Bucky particularly, I noticed. So like Bucky seems like to know that Cap isn't gonna come back.
Yeah, they know each other pretty well.
Because he says, "I'm gonna miss you," and even though Hulk Bruce Banner says it's gonna be 5 seconds for us.
Yeah.
And and he knows that Cap is gonna stay in the past and do this. That's why
Bucky
he
knew.
that's why he tells Falcon to go.
Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah. That callback to the first Avenger.
Yeah. You're bringing all the stupid.
I was
like, ah.
There were so many times in that movie where I was like about to start like fucking crying.
Yeah. I cried with Iron Man dying.
Yeah. The bit, like his recording, the "I Love You 3000" thing. I was like,
God. I was like, no! How dare you take the line of a child and make it awesome?
Or when like Happy was talking to his daughter, and he was like when he said, "I'll buy you all the cheeseburgers you want."
Yeah. Like, oh, Happy.
It's like, oh, Burger King.
Like, why? Like, oh
god. Speaking of which, when he like figures out time travel or navigating the quantum realm,
like, shit.
Like, shit. No, don't say that. Because why are you? Because I'm working at some important shit.
So good. Oh, and I wanted to say too, when Captain America gives I forgot his name again. Falcon his shield. No. Yeah. And he gives him his shield, and he asks him to put it on. And he says, "How does it feel?" And he responds like it's not mine.
Yeah.
I wanted him to say heavy.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a way better line.
That would have been really funny.
Yeah, heavy. Oh, like heavy. And then he says, "You'll get used to it," like in response.
Yeah.
Because that has like a hidden meaning, right?
Yeah.
That'd be way more clever. That's what I thought he was going to say. And then he said, like, it's not mine. I was like, that's such a lame line. It's like, man. I thought it was lame. I thought it should have been heavy.
But anyway.
I'm also not a professional writer.
Yeah.
So what do I know?
But it's the interaction with him, and the thing I liked about that the best was when Falcon was like, "Hey, tell me about her," and he's like, "Nah, I don't think I will."
Yeah. It's just like, I totally like feel like Sam Wilson was just like saying like how I feel as like an audience member. It's like, I'm happy for you, but I'm just gonna miss Captain America.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm so happy, but like sad because
or Tony Stark's funeral when it's proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Yeah,
and it's his fucking like chess piece thing. Yeah.
I saw this meme that was kind of interesting. It was in Civil War when Captain America and Iron Man are like trading barbs at each other, and I think it was like, I'm trying to remember exactly what they said to each other, but the gist of it was like Captain America was saying to Iron Man, like, "You're not the one to
lay down your lay down on a wire and let the team walk over you," or something.
I don't know. Something about like the two criticisms they had of each other. And basically in the meme it was like they had the quotes and it kind of like bits from the movie, and it was kind of pointing out how they both like did the opposite. They both like basically corrected for like for
what they said in Civil War.
For like what like the criticisms they had of each other, they both like fixed, basically.
Huh.
Okay.
Like
That's cool.
you know. And that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It was probably planned.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much.
Thor's in Guardians now?
Oh yeah,
Question mark?
Thor. Yeah, being in the. Oh, they also go back to the thing from Infinity War with the kind of Thor trying to like undermine Peter Quill.
Yeah.
And just like we all know who the leader is.
Silence.
Me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, of course, of course.
Of course. So funny. Everyone's encouraging him to like fight with knives.
Yeah. No.
No. We already know who the leader is. That's pretty good.
When they're going into the quantum realm, Cap has that speech. And like Rocket's just like, he's really good at this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I just love how Ant-Man is such like a fanboy for Captain America.
It's like, that's America's ass,
like,
for example.
Captain Steve America Rogers.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that whole fight scene at the end was just insane, and it's hard to like do things because it's like so like sense overload.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a lot of stuff happening.
Like it's hard to like pick things from that. Also, they had a slight mourning scene with Black Widow. And they're like, why can't we just bring her back?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
It's like,
and that was the first time you see, like Professor Hulk kind of lose his shit a little bit.
Yeah.
He like got,
because he was pretty collected all movie. That was like his thing.
Just,
like, look how together I am.
Yeah, he was just like, fuck, and like threw shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, also, fucking Loki gets away with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
I love it. When he just like watches the case slide across the floor.
Yeah.
No one else notices. Whole Kate stirs. Now he's beating the shit out of everything. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gratuitous, but whatever. Takes off the shirt.
Smash! He like lazily punches a car.
Also, in New Asgard, when they first show Thor as like this pathetic fat thing who kind of depressed, like they're playing Fortnite and it's like New Master 69. He's saying like. Fucking
I will fly over there and tear your legs off.
This is Thor, God of Thunder.
That was pretty great. The camera work was really good on that too, because obviously he's been known for like all his fan service, and like it like pans up on his back, and then as it like comes around to his stomach, like just full on like beer.
People
gut,
in my theater were like, "Oh my god!" There was like, you could hear like audible gasps, like.
Like Jesus! So was that fake? Or is he actually like get a beer gut for that?
I think that's fake.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of thought it was. It'd be way too much work to like get a beer gut and then get the like.
Well, it's like
back.
going from 6-pack to beer gut is like kind of, or vice versa is like really hard to do in a short amount of time. So, but. Yeah, I mean that was something.
Yeah.
Oh, they all like I think I mentioned they got a bunch of these side characters like we mentioned earlier, but they had Valkyrie in there, Korg, Meek, Alexander Pierce, the entire Hydra people, Howard Stark, Agent or Peggy Carter, Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I mean,
They got that Harley kid from Iron Man 3 to show up at the
he was
funeral.
there. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
wild.
yeah.
They had I think every superhero show up at the funeral.
Yeah, I feel like there probably wasn't a single character that they left out.
Yeah,
like at
and
least in the background, you know.
And like even or Nick Fury showed up in the
Yep.
background
Yeah, the
at
very
the
last
end,
person to show
right
up.
next to Captain Marvel, which I knew,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty
Um,
cool stuff. This whole movie has kind of got me excited for like more space stuff.
Yeah,
Because that now we've like covered Thanos. Obviously, the introduction of Captain Marvel and her whole role in this, and her like own spacey stuff. Got Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm hoping they like. Well, and we got Inhumans, right? Or no? Not
Eternals?
Inhumans. Yeah, Eternals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got them, and they're like spacey stuff. So we got all the space stuff coming, like sci-fi. I'm
Yeah.
pretty psyched.
Yeah, I mean they were supposed to do Inhumans, but then the TV thing and Anyway, but yeah, no, I am excited to like because you got like Captain Marvel, right? Guardians, Doctor Strange could kind of fit in that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
keeping
Yeah.
Thor around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And Thor's done a lot of spacey
Yeah,
stuff.
I think I read.
Eternals.
There was like an article I saw that was like Chris Hemsworth said he would play Thor for as long as they would let him. As long as they would let him.
That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
Um,
Lots of space. Pretty psyched.
yeah, but
Obviously, new characters. Spider-Man, his fucking like kill mode was pretty sick.
yeah, it was just like, oh, nice callback to Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah. Anyone who
Um,
watched that is actual connection.
hmm
It's pretty cool. I actually I watch several YouTube channels in my spare time, and one of them, Gary's Mod, you can like set your own player model. And before I saw Endgame, I saw someone using that Spider-Man model with the arms, and I was really confused because I had no idea what it was in reference to. It's like, what the hell? That looks so weird. But then I saw it in the movie, and I was like, oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Thanos breaks Cap's shield, and it's so cool. He just like this is right before it's just him,
Yeah.
tightens it up, and I think he grabs the hammer. I'm not
yeah,
sure,
I think so.
but and then everyone comes in and it's just like Avengers Assemble. I was just like, yeah, and he said it.
It's like, hey, fuck yeah.
I gotta say, I really like
Oh, also the Wasp.
about Thor whenever he like gets into the like fucking mood and he gets angry and like the storm rolls in.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Every
Yeah.
time it does not get old.
Yeah,
I loved
fucking
it.
love
When,
it.
I loved it when Cap used the lightning.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he called the fight.
Hammer,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, shit.
He just
Also, I
like,
forgot
went
how
up.
cool Black Panther's suit is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched that movie, and I was like, oh yeah, right. He like collects kinetic energy,
And
right?
just
Yep.
like explodes.
Yeah, so he's like fighting, he's doing like all the ninja shit, and just boom, and his suit explodes, and he
Right.
fucks up a bunch of people. Real fucking cool.
Also, Scarlet Witch was pissed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What happened again? I forgot.
Vision.
He
Vision,
took-
right.
Yeah,
And he's like, I don't even know you, and she's like, you will, and just fucking like destroys
Yeah, she
him.
like fucked him up. She was
Yeah.
straight up about to kill him.
Yeah.
Like he was not gonna survive.
That was nutty. Also, he had a pretty cool blade. I will hand it to Thanos.
Yeah,
He knows
that
how to
was
pick a
pretty
cool
cool.
blade.
Yeah.
Fucking double-sided, perfect balance. Yeah. Lots of
Okay,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
which actually, small segue to one thing I did not like about the movie, which was even with the 3-hour showtime,
Yeah.
it still kind of felt rushed. Because they covered so much.
Yeah,
There's a
there was
lot
a
of
lot.
assuming, there was a lot of jumping around, and I initially missed the blue Iron Man suit. I didn't know who she was
it's
Mhm.
pink
until
isn't it?
he
It's
died.
It's
and
blue.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's blue. Her Iron
The-
Man suit.
Yeah.
Peppers.
Yeah.
Peppers.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, I didn't know who that was until she took her helmet off, and that felt kind of like weird to like watch her fight and like fuck people up,
Yeah.
and then find out who it was.
Well, I,
don't
mean,
know.
I
You
think that was
see
kind
her.
of the point. But you like they
You do.
they
When he
they,
dies, she like takes it off.
Well, they
and-
show it beforehand.
Do they?
Before that, yeah. They also
might have
showed
just
they also
missed it.
showed the helmet at the well, not the beginning, but like with when they first introduced Tony's kid.
Mm-hmm.
She has it on.
Okay.
And he's like, that's for your mom.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, looking back on it, and I'm sure I'll catch it a second time too, it was like telegraphed.
Right.
But it wasn't like obviously telegraphed, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, also, sorry.
No, you're good.
Doctor Strange just doing some magic shit in that fight was so cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's cool stuff. I think they could have got a third movie out of it, personally.
They maybe could have, but I don't know.
Because they could
like
have went fucking wild with that time travel. They went pretty nuts with it. I
mean, I don't know. I think it's fine. Also, one thing, these two felt like two different movies, which is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a continuation, obviously, but it didn't feel like...
Didn't feel like the same movie.
Same movie,
The
right.
tone was different, yeah.
As Infinity War.
Also, there is a bit of a requirement to seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they're two separate movies, like that intro would be way confusing
if you
didn't see the first one or didn't know what happened.
Right.
Because, like, for example, my parents and grandparents, I'm pretty sure they have said that they want to see this because it's so big. It's like a really big fucking movie, but they have not seen Infinity War.
Yeah,
and if that's the case, they're not going to know why Iron Man's in space. That first scene is going to be confusing as hell.
Yeah, they should
they're
just
gonna be like, what are they all?
Well, yeah,
right. But that's a huge requirement. Like having to watch. How long is that movie?
Two and a half
hours to then watch a 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
that's 5.5 hours of.
Yeah, I mean, but the Lord of the Rings are pretty long too.
Oh, right. The extended cuts, they're fucking.
But like,
long
I mean,
shit.
yeah, but like. If you really want, there are 21 other movies leading up to Endgame. So it's kind of like a payoff to that.
Yeah.
Like I get, people want to see it because it's like this big cultural thing, but it's like it's the payoff to these 21 other movies
that hopefully you've
have already happened.
Yeah.
Like the very least you could do is watch Infinity War before that.
Well, so I'm going to compare it a little bit to Kingdom Hearts 3, which came out relatively recently as well. Yeah. And that itself was a huge payoff, like an ending to everything that happened before that. For me, I didn't really like Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's because it didn't pay anything off.
Yeah, there was
I didn't know who was who. I didn't know what was happening. It had to explain it all to me, and then the game is done. And I feel like that's going to be Endgame if you have not watched any of the other movies.
I think you can...
It's going to kind of explain a little of it. A lot of it's assumed. You're not going to catch any of the extra assumed bits.
For all things with Infinity War does a good job of explaining things.
Yeah.
For even if you haven't seen the film. Granted, I've seen all the other films before that. Right. So but it seems like seeing from there's people who've I saw this article written by someone who hadn't seen the film or hadn't seen any of the Marvel films before Infinity War, and they said they enjoyed it, and they missed a few things, but for the most part they could follow along.
Okay.
And so although I'm not sure the same could be said about Endgame, but
yeah, and I mean it's a stretch to compare it to Kingdom Hearts 3. Anyone who's played or knows anything about the Kingdom Hearts series, it's way more convoluted than Avengers.
Yeah.
But yeah, a very basic requirement of watching Infinity War before Endgame. Because I mean, it doesn't even introduce Thanos, does it? Endgame. You just have to know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
because they show up, they're really pissed, and they cut his head off.
I don't even think they name Captain Marvel until later.
You'd have no idea.
They just call her Carol.
Yeah. Well, I mean, later in the movie, I don't think they name her in that first scene where she pops up.
I think the first time you hear her name is when they're doing that hologram meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh, you got a haircut, and they start talking a little bit. Yeah. So a lot of confusing bits if you haven't seen anything before Endgame. So obviously see Infinity War first if you haven't. I mean, if you're this far into the podcast and you haven't seen Infinity War and you watch Endgame, you're confused as fuck. Well, I feel way bad for you.
I guess if people listen to this podcast, and
hopefully, we probably already told you to see Infinity War 50 episodes ago.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just definitely. God, and there's still so much more we could probably talk about.
Yeah, it was a long movie. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could go through like each scene, but that would be breaking a 3-hour movie down to like 6 hours of commentary. Like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
No.
But it is a.
Do we want to rank this?
I'm putting it. It's my number one.
It's your number one.
Really?
Number one.
Holy
I
shit!
think it's better than every other movie.
I need to
honestly
find our
think it is.
rankings.
I got it on our SoundCloud on one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I have.
Oh, you have it too, right?
I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
If this will load.
Pull out my phone. Everyone, pull your phones out on this audio podcast.
Yeah.
Is SoundCloud an app? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Oh, JJ. Today I found out that spiders fly.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I'm sorry to inform you, they do fly.
Don't tell me that again, or I might have to kill him.
Okay, so. Oh, I don't even know where I'd want to put this. It's up there. It's like maybe 2. I don't know. Okay, so it's better than Iron Man. Okay, so here's the list right now. 21 is Iron Man 2. 20 is Thor: The Dark World. 19 is The Incredible Hulk. 18 is Iron Man 3. 17 is Avengers Age of Ultron. Wait. 17 is Thor. 16 is Captain America: The First Avenger. 15 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 14 is Doctor Strange. 13 is Ant-Man and the Wasp. 12 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. 11 is Thor: Ragnarok. 10 is Iron Man. 9 is Black Panther. 8 is Ant-Man. 7, or maybe I'm miscounting. 6 is Captain Marvel. Then Infinity War. Then the First Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy at number 3. Captain America: Civil War at number 2. And Captain America: The Winter Soldier at number 1.
Okay.
So JJ wants this at number 1.
Yep.
I think
Oof.
I want this at number 2. Yeah. Okay, maybe it might be number 1. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna get way controversial up in here. I want to put it after Homecoming.
Oh no.
What? Okay, where is that?
Whoa, that's like
12.
Yeah, where
that's 11. That's number.
that's because
11.
personally, the way I'm ranking it, you were reading them all off. I was thinking in my head like you said a movie, and I'm like, okay, it's better than that. You said a movie, okay, it's better than that. You got to Homecoming, and I was like,
Homecoming?
is it better than Homecoming? I don't know. I really liked Homecoming, and I like Spider-Man as a character. So maybe this is all just like personal opinion. But even like I liked Black Panther. I think a little bit better than this one. I think part of the problem is with the minor plot holes it has.
Mm-hmm.
They're amplified by the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent a lot of time on the internet, and it's just like with the whole Captain America thing, and time travel, in general, I think is kind of overdone and a little lame.
I mean,
It's not particularly original. It's kind of interesting. I think the interesting part about it is that they're going back and talking to people who you've only heard in discussions in the previous movies, or like Thor's mom in like earlier movies. Do you ever see Iron Man's dad?
Yeah.
In any of the Iron Man
Yep.
movies? Okay. So you get to briefly meet him, but seeing him like on the compound, like you get to go in the past and kind of go into these people's lives, which is really cool. But I don't know. Time travel isn't
I don't know.
super interesting to me.
I really liked it. I would put it. Yeah, I think JJ's right. Number 1.
I'm gonna put it up. Fuck everything.
So I think we outvote you, Jay.
Okay.
So
For the record.
our new number 1.
Oh fuck you! Oh, fuck you.
Is Avengers Endgame, the best movie in the MCU.
I'll accept it. I know my opinion is very
Stupid. Dumb.
but I don't know why I even feel like that's how I feel. 'Cause generally, when you first see a movie, you get rose-colored spectacles every time. You walk out, that's the best movie I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't.
For some reason, that
rarely
wore
do
off.
that.
I do that a lot, but for some
That
reason,
happens
this
all
one
very
wore
much.
off really fast. And part of it was probably because I walked into the movie 8 minutes late and missed like the first part of the scene. And that probably like generally the first part of a movie draws you in.
Oh no, I think
I
the
missed
fact
that
that I saw it
entirely.
a second time,
And
the
I knew
second
Iron
time
Man was gonna
proved
die.
to me that it was one of the better films. And then
I haven't seen it a second time as well,
was
so
very
maybe
enjoyable. I like that.
maybe I catch more. Maybe more makes sense
also
to me.
this one got me really emotional. You know, it like really tugged at my
Yeah,
heartstrings, which not many other Marvel movies have done.
Yeah.
You know, and also there were so many like moments where I'm just like audibly like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really liked it. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was
I
enjoyable.
mean, that's
The
something Marvel's
action was
really
so-
good at. Is
There were so
combining
many
action with
callbacks to
comedy.
things that, you know, that I love.
Mm.
I loved how everything ended. It was just the perfect like ending almost. I don't know. It felt really good. And it really wasn't what I was expecting either, like because like they threw it on its head, like they killed Thanos right away.
Yeah.
They had lost all the Infinity Stones. They Thor became fat, you know.
Yeah.
Iron Man had a kid. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. That's pretty insane.
You know, it's just like I thought Cap would die. You know, he didn't, and I'm happy. And the way he became old, right?
He's alive, but he's probably not going to be Captain America anymore.
No, he's not. But
He's just going to retire and be old now.
Yeah, like just like some of the things, it's just like it was so unexpected, you know, and so good. Like I don't know, like there were so many epic moments, things that you know you want to see, like calling back to Age of Ultron when Cap moves Mjolnir a slight bit, and then he actually picks it up. And this movie is just so badass.
Also, chances of seeing a moody teenager Stark chick. What's her name? What's his daughter's name?
Morgan.
Morgan?
That would be like 10 years.
Yeah,
Like moody
dude,
Morgan Stark.
Dude, she's like.
I mean, they jumped
4.
5 years in this.
It's like 4.
They could jump like 14 years.
I guess at some
Why
point.
not?
That just
14 years in the
sounds-
future.
Well, then they would have to remove like Spider-Man and you know everything right now, and they're not going to do that.
Well, they jump around in the timeline though. Like some people have things happen in the future.
To be honest, that just sounds like reaching for things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's other things that they can do,
For sure.
like Captain Marvel, who's a fucking badass in this movie, and I fucking love her.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of companies like to stick to what they know for like making money, but Marvel's really good at not doing that
Yeah.
and like trying new things. And you see it with Defenders, all the new characters that no one ever knew existed until the movies came out.
Yeah.
So
Right. Well, like
I think they have the best chance of like just continuously trying
and,
new shit.
And like
so.
the thing is, like this is like, well, that's not the end of the MCU,
Right.
but it's like a culmination.
It's the end of like
everything.
4 or 5 of them and
It's
just
like-
the beginning
it's like
of a
you-
lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like you look at it, right? Like the first Iron Man was kind of like never. It was something that was totally different from what was, you know, a blockbuster at the time or superhero film. It put it on its head, you know.
Mm.
And then, you know, adding the Nick Fury tagline, like creating this shared universe was something completely different, you know.
Yeah.
Sticking to like doing things that are like betting on fans, you know, like with things like Arnim Zola in Winter Soldier was so cool, right? And like just doing these things that, you know, wouldn't like make sense, or like the, I don't know what's the word, the thinking of the industry or time or
Yeah.
what it's,
Paradigm shift? Is that
yeah
what you're talking?
no,
They're not following the crowd.
yeah, they're not
They're trying new stuff.
yeah, exactly, they're doing different things. And like Guardians of the Galaxy, well, the Avengers was like a big thing, right? You know, it was the first time that ever happened. They did Guardians of the Galaxy, which nobody had ever heard of.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be a success, you know. With you know, you had a talking raccoon and a tree as one of the main as two of the main characters. And then you got things like Ant-Man. People like, I remember when that came out, people were like my coworkers were like, Ant-Man, like they've really like run out of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ant-Man's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Running out of things.
Ant-Man is
They're just
amazing.
grabbing awesome
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no
They
kidding.
just
But
know
like
what's good.
like Doctor Strange, Black Panther was huge.
Yeah, Black
Like,
Panther was like
It's bigger
biggest.
than Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, all these different things that, nobody would have done.
Mm-hmm.
like no other studio would have done, right?
No, definitely
Like-
not. Now everyone wants to do it. But
and the thing is, like, they didn't for like, okay, Iron Man's good, let's keep doing Iron Man movies. The last Iron Man movie was 6 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, they don't. Like I said, they don't. They're really good at not just doing stuff for money. Or I mean,
I mean,
guess
they
they
are
still do it
doing
for
so.
money,
Yeah.
right?
But,
But that's
like-
not their sole.
But like,
there's obviously some other
there's
love
like
to it,
there's like creativeness to
Yeah.
it. That's not just like this machine.
Like, hey, what if
to-
instead of pumping out Iron Man movies, we made this character?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
hey, no one knows this character. Let's fucking do it. Let's.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Marvel's
Marvel's good
like
people.
whose idea that let's put out a movie, like I said, or I guess like this is beating a dead horse camp, but like with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket and Groot,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
let's trust our audience to go to a movie about magic,
Yeah.
and then one about space,
Yeah.
and one about this technologically advanced African country,
Yeah.
Mm.
That was nuts. Yeah, when we heard Doctor Strange was first coming to like film,
like,
it was
oh,
like,
shit.
what? He's magic. We've never had magic. Like Thor's the closest thing we've had to magic, and
Yeah.
that's not magic. Like this
Yeah.
is nuts.
yeah,
God.
and it's just like
And now Doctor Strange, yeah, no, he's a superhero. Does magic.
Yeah,
What up?
Ant-Man,
It's totally
like-
normal.
just like there's
Ant-Man,
so many
obviously.
things that are just like, I mean, yeah, these things happen in the comics and they're popular from that,
Mhm.
but like majority of like
Normal
nobody
people.
like the people who are watching these movies don't read comics.
No.
All right, like comics are like almost at an all-time low, I think.
These might as well be new characters entirely for them.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So
And it's like, so it's just like amazing that they can do, are willing to like, and like the thing is, like, you see this now even with like their future films, right? Like the Eternals, right?
mhm.
And then we've got is it Shang-Chi, I think, is
Something
it?
like that.
Yeah,
The all martial artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just like they're still doing it,
Yeah.
like they could totally just like rest on their laurels and like keep making like Avengers films, Iron Man,
mean,
Cap.
If
films,
Marvel has a
or-
pattern, it's that they keep doing like way different stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like they're like, okay, Earthbound, and they're like, all right, magic, and they're like, all right, space time, and it's like, all right, all the martial arts.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they
and
keep
then-
finding characters that are way
and
different.
then Captain
putting them
Marvel with
together
fucking shape-shifting.
yeah,
Alien.
Shifting aliens.
yeah, it's like way different. Like they're not just superhero movies. It's like superhero, but also this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like
Like-
superhero plus a little bit of espionage.
Yeah,
Superhero
exactly.
plus sci-fi. Like they're combining superhero with other genres, and it's really cool.
hmm
So way to go, Marvel!
Yeah.
Masterpiece as always.
Mm-hmm. Good shit.
Just
Very
weird
fun.
to say. Like it's not surprising that I loved it.
Yeah, I don't think there's
I'm-
been a
I'm-
movie I haven't liked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
even
ex-
like the lowest on their list is
Still
way
fun.
above other movies.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see where things go.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
I know we're getting, of course, Spider-Man is coming out
Yeah,
pretty
Far
soon.
From Home.
Then Black Panther 2 is coming down the pipeline.
Mhm.
Guardians 3 with James Gunn back, of
Hell
course.
yeah.
Eternals, etc. So I mean,
Eternals, I'm really psyched for.
fun stuff coming
Yeah.
down.
Should
I'm
be
excited.
interesting.
Mhm.
And definitely a good end
Good shit. Yeah, good end.
to this
To the
saga, I think. I think they're calling it the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
How are they gonna get bigger? Well, I guess they don't, right? That's
I
probably
mean,
how
you
they're
don't-
gonna
They
you
play
just
it.
do different things.
Yeah.
You don't always have to do bigger,
Well, that's
right?
why Defenders is so cool.
Yeah.
Because like Avengers is like big, saving the world from evil robots, and then Defenders is like is like a group in New York that's fucking up New York.
Yeah.
We're gonna go fuck
Save
'em
New
up.
York, yeah. Like the rest of the world is fine, and like Captain Marvel put it into perspective in Endgame when they were like, "Where the fuck were you?" And she's like, "Other people have the same issue on like planets way the fuck
You
away."
know, you're on Earth.
Yeah,
there's
you have
fucking-
Avengers. They don't
it's
have
like-
Avengers.
There's
Like,
million. I don't even know how many other planets?
Which is basically Marvel saying too, like, we can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened
They are-
between Captain
they-
Marvel and
They are
and Endgame?
doing what
Boom, yes.
Star Wars should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars should
Jumping
be-
the fuck around.
Star Wars should be like away from
Checking shit
everything
out.
that we've ever done and just like go
Making new
somewhere
characters. Have a movie about a character
That's what
and
I'm-
then fuck them. Bring
So I'm
them in
happy
later.
the KOTOR thing is happening.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
Old Republic shits. Jesus Christ! Like finally,
Yeah.
if we don't get this is like just an aside. If we don't get like a fight with like 300, 400 people with lightsabers fighting each other, I'm going to be upset. That is exactly
Big battles are
what you
cool.
need.
Come
That is
on. Game of
exact-
Thrones
like,
is doing
yeah,
it.
that's exactly what you need.
Avengers
like
did
like
it.
fucking like just hundreds of people with lightsabers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
just
each
CGI
other.
that shit. Make it awesome.
Yeah.
I
But
want
yeah.
to see big battles. Big old battles.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, that's a lot, but
It's a lot.
Endgame was a lot.
Yeah.
But there's still probably more to talk about, but I think that does it for this episode before we can.
Yeah. And if
Or
you
run
still
out of
haven't
there.
seen it, we just spoiled everything for you. Fuck it. Go see it anyways.
Yeah, it's,
Fuck
it's
you.
still a
Watch it.
fun movie to
Rat
watch.
I'm upset that you just let us spoil it for you, but see it anyways.
It's still fun to watch. Like,
yeah.
you know, you can hear these things, but seeing them is really cool.
Yeah. Different than the
Oh,
experience, for sure.
So, Jay, if people want to find you on the social media sphere, where can they do that?
You want to come find me and tell me why this movie's #1 and I'm wrong? Come find me on Twitter at Jayden Reinhart.
JJ, where can people find you?
J Larson 107, motherfucker.
And you can find me at Kayley Misialek on Twitter. You can find us all at Clever_Original on Twitter. And as you are right now, listen to us each and every week on SoundCloud, iTunes, and other podcast services. And we'll catch you next week on episode 193.
Yeah.